Alright, so for mission 9, Sandcastle, you want to be using Fire Swarm again as your setup for the abilities. Any other missions before I start, you want to check out in the description is a playlist for all of them. Nearly at the end now though. This is probably one of the easier missions you're going to do. So, to start off you're going to do a little bit in the plane. Don't need to worry about the beginning bit. As soon as you get to the part where you have to destroy the ASPs though, I'll jump in. One thing you should be aware of though right now is the fact that there are about 7 or 8 VTOL warships that will be hanging around. You can see them just floating around. You want to be using rockets and your machine gun, but this bit honestly isn't too hard. You can see where they are anyway. The red triangles will show you where they are. So just take them all out, take it nice and slow. Probably won't die and you don't take too much damage as long as you're doing it nice and quickly. The enemies on the floor don't do too much, but if you want to pick them off then feel free. The real action though will happen when you get down the floor. Okay, so when you're off the plane, what you want to do is hug this yellow thing right in front of you. There's going to be a few enemies spawning on the left and a few at the far back. For some reason they weren't looking at me, I don't know why, but pick them off. Same technique as usual, peek and lean around the cover, nice and slow. There's not too many enemies here, there's a sniper in the window up there. As you move up, a few more spawn at the back, so be careful. There's only about 10 enemies here though, so move up to the marker. Once you've opened it, literally lay on the floor is your strategy for the next few minutes. I was spawned from where you just come from, so you can actually peek through a hole in the bottom of the barrier, which is what I did. It's a pretty cheeky method. I didn't get killed once in this part, so I don't know if they can actually hit you. If they can't, then it's pretty beast, but take them out, use a fire swarm when you need to. There may be a few drones that pop up, so be aware of that. In general though, just stay up here, you should be pretty damn fine. A few more enemies may come in, but pick them off, and once they're all gone, they're gone, so just calmly walk back to your plane. Exactly the same as before, just go out and pick off the ASPs. Might be a few more VTOLs, you'll see them anyway. Shouldn't die doing this part though. Jumping out, you want to just hug this orange part here, let your fire swarm fly, and basically just use the cover again. So there's going to be a few up the top, there might be some on the left, depends on if your swarm will take them out or not, but there's not too many until you get to the comm station again, so prepare yourself. And you want to hide behind this column, is probably the best position to take up. Now a few enemies are going to spawn from the right hand side where you can see me shooting now. For the majority of it, that's where they will come from. Up until about 30% they'll start spawning to the left of you where you just come from. There will be a few drones and there's going to be a few wraps I believe, so make sure you're in cover. Peek rounds and you will see them roll up the ramp, so just take them off. Use the flashes etc if you need to. Fire swarm will take out the guys up the top and you should be pretty good. There's not many enemies. When you finish though, make sure that when you're on your way back to the plane, you're checking round the corners along the top where I'm looking now, because there might be a few stragglers hanging around, but there should only be 1 or 2, so you should be able to get through this with ease. Very next part, you're going to find yourself in a room filled with water. Now you want to do what I was doing, hugging the left side right by the door that just blew up. It's usually the best place to wait. You can just wall bang them, peek around the corner ever so slightly, you can just see through there, but there are wraps behind you, so do it super quickly. Throw an nade, throw a flash if you need to, spin around and there'll be 2 wraps heading for you, so what you want to do is take them out first, then move along. Kane took out a few of them because there's 3 or 4 on the right side as well. Just take it nice and slow, go around the left after you've taken enemies out, it's probably the best thing to do, sneak up behind them. And then you will dive into the water. Don't do it too quickly though. You want to hug the left or right wall, doesn't really matter which, but there'll be 2 or 3 enemies around the corner. Pick them off, same technique, peek and lean, ever so slightly, edge out and in. And going to the left, there'll be 3 or 4 more enemies, so exact same thing. Be careful though in the water when you move, it sort of doubles the amount of movement you usually do, so take that into account. And just slowly move along until you've done it. Very easy to do this next part. There's not going to be anybody attacking you really. Just make sure there's no VTOLs left though, because they may wreck your anus if you're not careful. Use rockets, use machine guns, just protect the guys, and you will be moved along around to the left. And exact same strategy, take a few out before you jump down. Then try and make your way along the left. Best thing to do is a long sort of hallway corridor type narrow thing. So nice and easy to pick off. Run out of ammo, so I had to use my pistol. A few guys may spawn in your doorways on the left, be aware. Will also be guys down on the bottom to the right of you, so if you want to try and pick them off, you can, but your teammates should do a fair bit of work here and take them out for you. Moving around again to the bottom left, pick off a few, a long range, peek and lean sort of technique again, and then head towards that orange sort of crate. And the enemy should have been taken out by now. Cutscene will appear. You'll swing over the top to a cheeky bit of slow motion, and you'll have to pick off a few guys in here. Pretty easy to do. You can see here, and they won't actually damage you. Right to left, probably the best way to do it. 4 of them. If you run the back, so release your fire swarm when you get down here. Hug the cover, walk around to your right, go through the doorway, and making your way down the stairs. There'll be a few enemies around each of the corners, so just wait, be patient, use the peek and lean technique, and then you will get to the hardest part of the mission. And it can be a bit dodgy, so what you want to do is pretty much release the fire swarm straight away after the cutscene and sort of edge round, taking out all the enemies. Now, once you hear him fire a sniper shot, that's when you want to move across. You can't move too far at one time or he will pick you off, so whatever side you start at, go across, then round, destroy the generator, while hugging the cover at all times, because enemies will spawn whenever you switch sides, so remember that. Just do exactly what I'm doing now, staying very tight to the wall, releasing the swarm whenever it recharges. It'll be about 7 or 8 enemies each time you move, so just pick them off, same technique each time. Very, very careful though when you're going across. Just again, I'll show you here. Wait till he fires a shot. He will be distracted by your fire swarm, but if he sees you quick enough, he will take you out. So slide across as quick as you can, then take out the enemies that spawn in again. Do the generator and keep doing that. Remember to go across, then round, so he doesn't have a lot of time to pick you off. Last bit, just wait for your swarm to recharge, let it fly, and dive around the corner. So what you want to be doing. Can't actually shoot him, tried many times, don't worry about that. But that is pretty much the end of the mission after a few cutscenes, so hope this guide has helped you. Anything you don't understand or want explaining more, leave in the comments below and I will answer as soon as I see it. But the rest of the missions in the playlist in the description, and more trophy guides on my channel. So I hope this helped and good luck on your platinum trophy.
Darling, I will be loving you